Hi guys. Okay, so final review of the year. Actually, these are like not even reviews. These are more like cliff notes. I'm just giving you like the most important information in the whole book. So that's basically what this is. But I really had to force myself to do it right now because I'm running short on time, but I have to do it as fast as I can because I want this review to be part of the 2022 and not 2023. I just don't want it to transfer over to the new year. I don't know, it's just something that's going to bother me if it does. So today I am going to be giving you the best information that I found from this book that I read just recently, The Divine Design by Lorie Ladd. So I heard about Lorie from her videos being recommended to me on YouTube after watching a lot of Elizabeth April videos. Let me actually put it right here. After watching Elizabeth April's videos, YouTube has been recommending me Lorie's videos, and I've watched some of her... Why am I blurry? I've watched some of her videos and they're actually really good. I don't constantly watch her like I do Elizabeth April, but Lorie has a really good energy about her that I can relate to. So a lot of this information is probably going to be refresher for you. I know a lot of it was refresher for me, but just take it or leave it, you know, just with anything else that I discuss on this channel, like take it or leave it, literally. So the topics are going to bounce around, okay? Just like all my other videos, I just have to preface it in case you get confused. It may be challenging to conceptualize how a planet is created instantaneously through intent and energy, yet everything in the quantum field is created this way. What began as an intention in the 12th dimension turned into a physical form in the 5th dimension. The sun was the most crucial design in keeping the earth plane and all living forms on the earth alive. We had two intentions when creating the sun: to assist the planet and all physical forms on the planet in the evolution, and to maintain life on the planet. We created the sun the same way that we created everything else, with intent and energy. The sun was created as a 9D form, and it holds a higher dimensional consciousness within its form. We place the physical sun in close proximity to the earth to ensure a close connection throughout Earth's experiment. Many humans are under the impression that the sun is far away in linearity, in linear time and space, but that is just not the case. Humans only see things in physicality, yet all that is seen in the sky is within the quantum field. Linearity does not exist in the quantum field. What looks to be physical in nature, existing light years away, is actually consciousnesses within a form held in the quantum field where time does not exist. Distance in the sky is an illusion once you leave the 3D field. The sun is much closer to the earth than is believed. It's the divine design of this experiment. The color you see from the sun is the light creating the color when it hits the Earth's atmosphere. The air, physical density, and oxygen make colors from frequencies. As the sun emits higher frequency light from its form, the color will shift into a lighter yellow. We sent out a call for a higher dimensional consciousness to assist Earth in providing the light as the sun to Earth. The higher dimensional consciousness that answered our call has a close relationship with Earth. Both consciousnesses have experienced each other many times within the quantum field. The higher dimensional consciousness resides within the form called the sun. The physical sun you see has a living consciousness within it right now. The contract between the consciousness within the sun and the consciousness within Earth is powerful and crucial. Consciousness creates all experience through intent and energy. Energy creates a frequency that dictates the experience. Depending upon the frequency consciousness is existing in, intent can manifest instantaneously or take time. The slower the frequency of consciousness, the slower intent will manifest into an experience. A 3D consciousness intends an experience, and it can take months or years to appear. But a 5D consciousness intends an experience, and it can happen within that moment. Every higher dimensional consciousness that drops down into any physical form on the earth plane brings in a percentage of their light. The percentage is based on the frequency that the human form is holding. The higher a physical form's frequency, the more light that it can hold. For example, if the physical form is in a 5D frequency, it can hold between 10 and 15% of the higher dimensional consciousness's light. If the form is in a 3D frequency, it can hold between 3 and 10% of its light. This percentage of light is called the light quotient. The higher dimensional consciousness that incarnated into the physical form holds the same percentage of its light quotient throughout its entire experience on Earth. The light quotient does not change. If a consciousness brings in 6% of its 12D consciousness, that 6% remains the same throughout its human journey, regardless of shifts in frequencies within the human body. The light quotient does not shift into a higher percentage of light as the physical form shifts into higher frequencies. The human form is shifting in order to allow the higher dimensional consciousness within the form to experience itself in different dimensional fields within the same physical form. Everything in the quantum field is an aspect of Source experiencing itself as an individual consciousness, choosing to be separate in experience or collective in experience. In the quantum field, we see many more collectives than we do individual consciousness. Time is an illusion created by a consciousness or energy slowing its frequency down into a time-space continuum, creating the slowing down of a now moment. The slow spin of the frequency creates the illusion of time. The slower a frequency spins, the slower the now moment will become and the longer it will be experienced through time. Time is experienced very differently in the 5D field from the 3D field. The 5D field spins faster than the 3D, yet is still slow enough to create the illusion of time. There is still an experience of a time-space continuum. Now moments are slowed down into time. However, the 5D human experiences time through the awareness of the quantum field. The 5D human can see and energetically tap into a past or a future, yet they know that everything is experienced in a now moment. The 5D human lives in a present moment state, yet still experiences the passing of time. So even though the 5D field holds a time-space continuum, the human is experiencing every now in the now. They don't feel the passing of time. They don't need to keep track of time. They understand it is a spin of the 5D field's frequency to experience itself, and that spin creates the illusion of time. The 5D human form is also holding high frequency light that won't allow the deterioration of the physical form. It's impossible for the human body to age, get sick, or hold any illness. Illness and disease are consciousnesses that cannot exist in a 5D form. The body is holding too much light now to allow it to enter. The light also provides the body with enough oxygen and life force that the blood, cells, and DNA are never deteriorating. The 5D body is able to stay young. The Anunnaki, Greys, and Zetas wanted to understand how high-frequency consciousness could exist within a human form. They wanted to dissect it and understand its design so they could replicate the same type of form. In contrast, the reptilian races were all about manipulating and feeding off the human energy field and high-frequency light within the dire form. They understood how the quantum field works and knew how to energetically pull the light out of the human form. They would deplete the human body of its energetic force. The human would either become weak and sick or die. These races would also infiltrate the human form. They would energetically move themselves into the human body and take over the energetic field and the human. A few familiar reptilian races were the Dracos, lizards, and manatees. I have never heard of the manatees before, by the way. The reptilians' intentions for entering the 5D grid were to understand the energy within the human form. They were curious about the way energy was held within the body and how to access and use it for their own purposes. They knew that energy was light, and light was a life force for other consciousnesses, including reptilians. Light created more power or more abilities for a consciousness. Side note, I was watching a video today on YouTube that completely off track from this, but she was saying in the video that light attracts everything and anything. Flies, spiders, insects, everything. So light doesn't just attract light, it attracts the bad too. If reptilians could pull energy from the humans, they could then increase their own life force and create more power. And when we talk about power, we don't mean control. Instead, we are referring to a being feeling more energetic frequencies within their own form, becoming more alive and electric. It would feel similar to the human receiving a burst of endorphins, so their body feels high or in an altered state. This is what occurs with the reptilians when they access the energy within the human form. The reptilian races begin to experiment with the human by energetically pulling energy out of the human form through the 7th energy center, the crown chakra. The humans were unaware of this, and the human body is in frequencies that provide amnesia. Remember, the lower a human body's frequency, the higher the human's amnesia. The human's ability to feel and understand what is occurring within and around their energetic field is limited. They are unconscious to their sovereignty and ability to control what moves in and around their field. The reptilians were able to infiltrate the human body with conscious consent because of the human's amnesia. Without conscious consent because of the human's amnesia. This was very different from the abduction, hybridization, and implantation programs. The galactic races performed experiments on the human body. They never took the human's energetic life force. The reptilians, though, energetically moved into the human's energetic field and pulled the human's light out through their channel. This type of engagement with the human was much more invasive and destructive than any of the galactic programs. The reptilians entered the human's energetic field in such a way that has caused many humans in their current lifetime to have a hard time opening their 7th energy center and trusting they are safe and sovereign in their body. They have cellular memories of lifetimes where these reptilians had infiltrated their field and body to pull their life force out of them. The reptilians' technique was simple. They did not have to shift the humans or their own energy field. They merely energetically entered the human's energetic field, accessed the human channel through the 7th energy center, and then gently pulled the light from the human body out through the channel. Once the reptilians understood this technique, they began pulling the light from thousands of human bodies. They watched as their own power and energy within their forms increased. The human was unaware of the energy being drawn out of them, but they did experience many physical symptoms. The act of pulling light out of the human body caused the brain to slow down, which caused disorientation, nausea, headaches, dizziness, flu-like symptoms, vertigo, or zombie-like behaviors. They would have difficulty finishing sentences or doing daily tasks. There were many physical, mental, and emotional symptoms of reptilians infiltrating their bodies and pulling out their life force. The harmonic convergence was the turning point for Earth's and humanity's evolution. There would never be a shift back into lower frequencies. Light workers on the Earth plane would continue to awaken at quickening speeds. Earth shifted into the 5D field. Humanity is currently experiencing their physical evolution, and higher dimensional consciousnesses are reconnecting with humanity to assist in this shift. The harmonic convergence was the catalyst for humanity to finally begin their physical evolution. The human body would begin to anchor into higher dimensional fields. When a human body is anchored into a dimensional field, the consciousness within that field dictates their reality. The process of anchoring into the next dimensional field requires the body to acclimate, assimilate, and then anchor the light tethering the body. It takes linear time to anchor a human form into a higher dimensional field. The human body must clear out all lower frequencies or density in the body in order to anchor into the next dimensional field. Trauma is one of the largest densities that is stored in the body. Trauma is created through an external experience or event, and all external experiences create energies, allowing the human to understand the event. The energies are filtered through the human as emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. If a human encounters an experience that creates energies filtered into the body that do not feel good, the human will suppress the energies. The emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors created from the event will not be felt through the body in their entirety. The energies will store in the body as lower frequencies or density. The trauma is the density that is held in the body. The more trauma a human experiences and stores in their body, the more density held within the body. Through the process of acclimation, assimilation, and anchoring of light in the body, the density or trauma begins to clear out, allowing the human form to hold more light and to anchor into the next highest dimensional field. Trauma is released when high-frequency light passes through the human body and pulls the consciousnesses held within the trauma into the human's awareness. A human must be conscious of the trauma for it to clear the body. You can imagine the trauma as a heavy block of mud and the light as water. As the light or water moves into the body, it hits the block of mud, the trauma, and begins to break it up. The mud begins to move through the human body, allowing the human to feel the trauma that had been locked or stored within the mud. When the light hits the density, it breaks up the trauma, and the human has the opportunity to feel the emotions and become aware of the thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors associated with the trauma. The only way a human can anchor into higher dimensional fields is by consciously and courageously choosing to release the trauma that is holding the density. A human can release the trauma by simply choosing to feel without attachment or judgment the emotions connected to the trauma. They must also choose to acknowledge the thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors connected to the trauma without the attachment or judgment, and then choose new thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. The quantum field holds all possibilities that ever have been, will be, and are currently existing now. It is the realm of infinite possibilities. When consciousness splits from source, it enters the quantum field as a unique energetic expression within its own energetic field. It expresses itself and creates its experience through the spin of its energy. The spin creates a frequency. Through choice and free will, it begins to spin into a desired frequency. That frequency moves the consciousness into a dimensional field correlating to the frequency. For instance, if the consciousness intends to experience itself in a 25th dimensional field, it will spin its energy higher or lower to move into that dimensional field. The faster an energy spins, the higher its frequency and dimensional field. The micro-quantum field allows the human to tap into an infinite amount of possibilities and aspects of themselves existing in another now moment within this lifetime. The aspect or possibility the human steps into in each now moment depends on free will, frequency, and choice. This is how a human consciously navigates the micro-quantum field. The human calls this manifestation, but we call it being a creator. When humans become conscious and are aware of what they are feeling, thinking, and doing, they can begin to choose. They consciously observe who they are and who they want to be. When a human chooses or intends who they want to be or what they want in their life, they are tapping into a version of themselves that exists energetically in the micro-quantum field. The aspect of themselves they are choosing to become holds a specific frequency. That frequency may be similar to or higher than the frequency the human is currently holding in their body. They become or step into the intended aspect of themselves when their body holds the same frequency as the aspect they are choosing to become. Most of the time, this occurs unconsciously. The human is not aware of what is occurring energetically in the micro-quantum field. The more conscious a human can be of how their choices and intentions work in the microfield, the easier it is to create in their life. A distinct and separate timeline for every aspect of the human exists within the micro-quantum field. A timeline holds a version or versions of the human in a specific frequency, offering opportunity, experiences, relationships, and healing. Each timeline offers new experiences. Each timeline is a new reality with new possibilities for the human. In the micro-quantum field, there are an infinite amount of timelines because there are an infinite number of aspects a human can be. A human chooses a new timeline by both intending a new aspect of who they want to be and allowing the body to shift into that aspect's frequency. If the human is consciously choosing the jump, they will be waiting for linear time to bring them into that new timeline. There is a lag between the moment of the jump and the human being the new aspect or experiencing the new reality. It takes time. The micro-quantum field is held in linearity, therefore all creations are experienced in time. If the human is unconscious of the jump or creation, i.e. the ego creates it or the higher self creates it, they will not feel anything. They will not know they created or jumped, therefore they won't be expecting or waiting for anything. This unconscious jump creates the illusion of victimhood. Many humans believe they are a victim to their reality, when in fact they have always been creating in the micro-quantum field. They just don't remember, and it is not their fault. The human is simply experiencing themselves in the third dimensional field without the remembrance of how the micro-quantum field works. As the human begins to hold higher frequencies within their body, they begin to awaken out of an unconscious state. They start to remember how the micro-quantum field works, and they begin to choose new aspects of themselves and new possibilities available in the field. They begin to trust the timelines they are on and shift or jump into new timelines. The human becomes the creator within the micro-quantum field without the remembrance of how the micro-quantum field works. Along with accessing aspects of the human existing in another now, the micro-quantum field also holds all future and past lifetimes. The human can see, feel, and remember lifetimes they had in a past, as well as lifetimes they may have in a future. All lifetimes, past or future, are occurring in the same now moment within the micro-quantum field. The human is only experiencing the lifetime that is their current now. There is only ever one now being experienced through a specific lifetime, and yet within that now, there are an infinite amount of nows and lifetimes accessible within the micro-quantum field. As the human shifts into higher states of consciousness, they will begin to consciously feel and see other lifetimes existing in the micro-quantum field on Earth. The human experiences these as past or future lifetimes because they are in a linear time-space continuum. There is a movement of now moments creating a past or a future. However, in the micro-quantum field, all lifetimes are in the now. Accessing past or future lifetime aspects of the human existing in another now, as well as states of consciousness in higher dimensional field, is experienced within the micro-quantum field. The more conscious a human becomes, the more they will remember this quantum field and the creator they are within it. Energy is neutral and fluid and is always moving within the quantum field. It flows in and out of awareness in all directions. It is not permanent, and it does not stay or respond to a past vibrational experience. An energetic response based on a human's past behavior does not reappear in a linear now. Energy only responds to the now moment and the human's current frequency in their body. For instance, energy doesn't say this human did something bad or good 5 months ago, so a bad or good behavior will be provided to them now. That statement reflects duality and linearity, and energy does not hold either of those traits. Those traits occur through the human third-dimensional lens. The human that performed the good behavior in that now moment did so because they were vibrating at the consciousness that held that behavior. It's that simple. If a human has a good experience in another now, it is because they are holding the frequency that creates that good experience. It is not tied to any previous now. If a human stole something, they did so because they were vibrating at the consciousness of that behavior. Lack or unworthiness, as an example. If someone steals from them in a later now, it's because they are holding a similar frequency to the behavior of theft. Again, lack or unworthiness as an example. They are consciously or unconsciously, and most of the time it's unconsciously, holding a belief such as lack that creates the frequency in the body, which creates the experience of theft in that now. It is not due to a previous behavior, it is due to the current frequency in the body. Any behavior, thought, or belief creates the human's current frequency. Even if those beliefs are based on past behaviors or experiences, it is still creating the now frequency. The way in which a human creates their next now moment is through their energetic field, their frequency. The third dimensional human is unaware that this is how they are creating every now. They do not realize that the frequency they are holding in the now will dictate that now experience. What is occurring is the natural pulse of the human's energetic field creating their reality, anew in each now moment within the quantum realm. The human's energetic field is constantly sending out pulses of magnetic energy, and that pulse is what the human will pull into their field and experience in their reality. The human's frequency can shift in any now to create a different pulse and a new reality. Nothing is occurring in the human's now based on any previous now. This karmic paradigm created beliefs that were rooted in fear, control, and victimhood. These consciousnesses created the collective frequencies within this karmic paradigm. When a human experiences this paradigm, they will experience fear, control, and victimhood. The original teachings around karma were never rooted in these consciousnesses. When a human is holding higher frequencies in their body, they will no longer resonate with this karmic paradigm's collective frequency. They will step out of the belief that a previous behavior will dictate a cyclic response to a future experience. The human will connect to the quantum field and remember how energy and consciousness works. They will live in a more present moment state, sovereign, creating in the now, and not living from a past behavior. They will feel their energetic field and will understand the vibrational pulse from that field pulls experiences into their now. The human will remember there are no cyclical patterns holding them to any past behavior. Karma is neither created nor is responsible for any now experience. The human's frequency in that now is responsible for the experience. All beliefs, emotions, thoughts, and behaviors are responsible for the experience. A past life is a lifetime the human experienced in a linear past on the earth plane. It is the same higher dimensional consciousness incarnating at a different linear time on the earth. The karmic reincarnation cycle holds the belief that a human's past lives are connected to the current life. Certain traumas, emotions, beliefs, and behaviors in a human's current life can be connected to an experience in a past life. Therefore, clearing these traumas, emotions, beliefs, and behaviors is accomplished by addressing the experience in the past life. They believe if they can feel and experience emotions or physical pain from my past life, then it must need to be cleared or healed in this lifetime. They feel it in their now as if the consciousnesses from those experiences were still held within their body, i.e. their DNA. They then believe that their current behaviors and experiences are related to these past life experiences. Thus, to clear and heal themselves, they must clear and heal their past life experiences. However, what is happening is the human is accessing a past life energetically in the quantum field. They are feeling experiences from that past life in their current body in the now lifetime. This is how the quantum field works. The 3D human has merely forgotten. Let us give you an analogy to assist you in understanding the quantum view of past lives. Imagine the quantum field as a bookstore. You walk into the bookstore and all the books you see on the shelf are unique and separate lifetimes you experience and are experiencing on Earth depending on how you want to see it. Each book is written by the same author, the higher dimensional consciousness. Each book is its own unique story. The story is written through the Akashic records chosen by the higher dimensional consciousnesses. The records are the words creating the story. Each book is a new story with Earth and the human form holding specific frequencies. All the books in the bookstore are occurring in the same now moments, but no book is dependent on another book to write its story, shift its story, or finish its story. Every book in the bookstore is unique, honored, and having its own beautiful Earth experience. The human does not have to heal or clear any previous book other than the book they are currently reading. The bookstore is the quantum field, and as the human shifts into higher states of consciousness, they see the bookstore. They understand how each life is experienced and existing in the now. There is no linearity. There is no cause and effect between lifetimes. Every lifetime is sovereign, and sovereignty holds each life distinct and separate from any other life. The human does not need to access any other lifetime to clear and heal what is in their now. Anything the human heals or clears is based solely on the now sovereign life they created. Most humans are not vibrating in a frequency high enough to remember how the quantum field works. They are unable to remember that each lifetime is separate and sovereign. Therefore, many humans remain with the paradigm that past lives are connected to each other through DNA and the Akashic record. However, as the human shifts into the higher states of consciousness, they will shift out of these beliefs. They will remember that all past lives within the quantum field are in unique and separate timelines, experienced as separate and sovereign lives. The human will remember that lifetimes do not carry over to another life, and there is no cause and effect between lifetimes. They will remember that everything the human body experiences in a lifetime stays in the human body, including the Akashic records and the DNA. Each new lifetime creates new DNA and Akashic records. So take with that what you will, take it or leave it. I know some of that stuff towards the end is a little different to anything that I've read or reviewed. Sorry, it's so early in the morning and I'm tired. I know it's like different from literally almost like anything that I've ever talked about. I mean, towards the end of what I was telling you. So take it or leave it. I don't know. It's just a different perspective, you guys. So I don't know. I kind of resonated with it, but doesn't mean I'm going to forever believe it, you know? But take with that what you will, and I'll see you guys next year. I don't have any idea what book I'm going to be reviewing or what I'm going to be talking about next. But I'm not going anywhere, so just expect a video probably in January at some point. So hope you guys all have a wonderful closing to 2022, and hopefully you guys have an amazing beginning, and completely the whole 12 months of 2023 is amazing for all of you.